didn't drop the link. What an idiot. Forgot to drop the link. It's okay. It's okay, I'm doing it now. I don't know if YouTube alerts people the way that Twitch fails to do. This might be the last one. Okay, so are we live? God, look at this fucking thing. How shiny it is. I very nearly can't stand it. I can't stand it. Give me a second, I'm going to change my hair. Back. Oh, that wig was really terrible and I was trying to fix it with... Thank you, Jesse. I was trying to fix it with like colours and baby powder to see if I get the shine a little bit lower. No go. Oh. Texting Evelyn, as one does when one is reading The Vampire. Where are we? How are you, Jesse? Have you been having a good day or week thus far? Oh shit, it's noon. Hang on. Well, it's not noon, it's 4 o'clock, but you know. Hail, hydrate! Absolutely! Yes, we need to hydrate. Or we could drink an ice cold Diet Coke. What would that be like? There we go. I started off this video, as Jesse saw, wearing a bright, I need to separate these curls, they're looking stringy, man, wearing a bright red wig, way too red, like I was cosplaying myself, like a bad cosplayer of myself. Oh god. Is that a thing? Is there someone out there cosplaying Jon Snow 420? By just wearing the gaudiest piece of shit they can find. Padding their bra till it becomes a problem. Right, sorry. I'm brush my hair while we're doing this. So this might be the end. Oh, I've got it on top chat, not live chat. Thank you, Jessie. There, live chat will put everything in order. And I'll see things as they come up, not as the algorithm thinks I want to see them. Fucking ridiculous. This wig's good, but it's thin, and the curls want to be, you know, separated, so it looks like you're just wearing a bunch of snakes around your head, but not in a cool way, in a boring way. Other than that, the hair feels really soft and it looks nice. We had to go like that when I was at uni. Not a guy like that. We had a situation like that. So, tilt this down. So there was this Halloween party, and the week before, the student newsletter had run, oh, that's okay. Evelyn's not joining us. That's okay. That's okay. Good luck. So this guy had been the, what do you call, like, the president student of the university? I can't remember. But the main student guy. So the student newspaper had printed like a full-size mask of his face, so you could be Ian Galloway for the night, which is what his name was. I'm an amazing raconteur. And a guy showed up at the Halloween party I was at, wearing one of these masks, and he took it off, and it was Ian Galloway, and it was so funny. I think he's an MP now. Or he was an MP? He's still a list MP? I don't know. I don't know the difference. But anyway. It was great. It was great to see the unmasking. That's you. Yeah, you had a really good sense of humor. That was a good Halloween party, actually. Ow. Ow. I think I dropped an earring down there. There's something sharp. It's okay. I'm going to ignore it. Valedictorian? Big man on campus? No, there's an actual word for it. It's like, I can't remember. It was like the student representative to the vice chancellor. Whatever you call it. He was the head boy of the university. I didn't really understand it because I didn't care and, you know, didn't try and figure it out. The word will come to me ages later. Oh, okay, I got a post here in the put a link here to a quiz that Josh Good made, so you can all find out while we wait if you are a fear or a good. And I know it's a spoiler, but at the end you can vote for your favourite stupid voice I do. So I really want to see that. I want as many people who watch this to take the quiz. Oh, come on. Computer's being slow. It'll work. There we go. Oh wait, that's the wrong window. You are fucking kidding me. fuck is going on? Okay, I think I'm back. Am I back? Key grip of the university. The goodest boy. Okay, Tetra, how you doing? Well, you could be a duck's ass in school, because they had various duches. Duxes. Like, Dux Ludorum was the most bestest president of sports at school, and then Dux Litorum, I think, was the bestest English student, and Dux Ass was the best at arts. But I'm pretty sure they got rid of those and just had ducks, like, overall. Our Duke, our war leader. My sister was second in line to be Dux, but another girl beat her out because she had way more. What do you call them? Extracurriculars, I guess. I'm also sleepy, but alright. So hopefully we're going to finish up the vampire today. Where's Danny? Danny's never not here. Maybe she's napping. I'm going to send her a text as well. Also, this last week, everything I've been wearing has made me feel super matronly. Like, ugh. No matter what I wear, I feel like I'm dressed like an auntie at Christmas. Not a young auntie. An old auntie. You up? Q mark? Hey, Josh. Yes, everyone, please click on the quiz and enjoy it. It's really good. It's really funny. It cracked me up. And then I'll tell you my result at the end of the video, if I remember, which I won't. Say hi to your cousins, Josh. Well, that's weird, actually, telling them a person on the internet wants to say hello to them. Tell them I can't drive, so I don't even have a van with the windows blacked out. That's how you know you can trust me. Oh, speaking of, I got invited to a student Halloween party. My girl who's my friend from the haunted house, and she's, you know, a lot younger than me. And it's like, oh, I don't want to hurt her feelings or anything, but I can't go to a uni student Halloween party unless I'm there to sell drugs, because I'm 36. That's the function of the 36-year-old at the student party, and I will not be there to sell drugs. So I'm gonna have to say, no, I can't, I'm sorry, like, you get it. It was really, really nice of her to invite me, though. I haven't caught up with her in ages because of all the lockdowns and stuff, so I miss that girl. She's such a deeply weird person, so we click really well. Alright, I'm gonna wait until Danny gets back. Oh, Danny gets in, or tells me that she's tired or something. So we can just chat, thee and me. Well, that's singular, so yous and me can chat. I've come up with a new stupid voice for our next book, so we're gonna have to figure out what that'll be. Yeah, I'll get some old expired birth control pills from out of a drawer. Actually, no, anything with actual medicine in it's probably not a good idea. Yeah. Tic Tacs, oregano, you're good. They really are. Hello, Fitzy. He's sleeping on the windowsill and he's got a little peeking compartment between the curtains so he can peek at me. I love him. just going to check Discord on my phone. I don't have Discord on my phone. What? I must have uninstalled it for some reason. He didn't get me to spell check it, okay? I would have spell checked that. I would have gotten that. Do quiz. Maybe gristle is what happens in the mill for like vampire bread. You know, like how paleo people have bread, even though like Paleolithic communities weren't super big on bread and stuff. Vampires can have bread. Anyone should be able to. People with celiacs have bread. Probably not made out of gristle. I think I would have uninstalled Discord so I could install Snapchat and then forgotten to switch them. I think that's what happened. That's okay, we don't have a game today. Oh. Josh, Fear, I can't believe you. I know what grist is. Partly because I know like a lot of words, but mostly because our student newspaper was actually called Chaff. Because it was all the crap that, you know, nobody wanted. And we were an agricultural university. I mean, we did like all the humanities and sciences and stuff, but it was mainly a vet college. Like that was the big draw to, not my alma mater because I didn't graduate. My host body, within which I spent 2/3 of the amount of time it would take me to graduate or be born thence from. Ew. Sorry, I'm just logging back in. What is my password for Discord? I don't know. Oh, I got it. I got it in the second tie. Awesome. Oh, I can hydrate. I can hydrate early before I've even done anything. Yep, absolutely. I always felt like the subtext of calling it chaff was like, yeah, we may be useless to society, but at least we're not being ground down into a fine powder to be eaten by fools and mushroom brains. We just get thrown out to rot as we see fit. I guess that's also not good. This is so weird. Skip for now. Honestly, fuck you. Jesus. YouTube, if you're keen. Send to John rather than Danny, because she doesn't seem to be online. Okay. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. Okay, so I had acrylic nails one time. It's like 2 years ago, with the friend who invited me to the party. It's like, let's get our nails done. And I was like, I've never done that. And it was full of these small, beautiful, elegant women who knew exactly what they were doing. And I felt like a bear that had just wandered into like a human shopping mall. And they're like, what did you come here for? And I said, I don't know. I'm meeting my friend here. She knows what we're doing. They just let me sit down like a fucking idiot. So we got these like acrylic nails put on, and I'd never had that before. It was a weird feeling. I felt very strange. My hands looked beautiful. I loved it, but they felt really, really gross. Super gross, because I never have long nails. And I never have things, you know, glued to my fingernails. So, weird. But Fitzy loved them, because he loves having a scratch. He likes scratching cuddles. And over the last, like, 2 months, I've been thinking more and more, hey, wouldn't it be great to get acrylic nails again? And I'm thinking, no, it wouldn't. You don't like it. And I'm starting to think these thoughts are coming from Fitz. Hey! Fitz is sending me thoughts about getting acrylic nails again. I'm sure they're coming from him because they're not coming from me. He's just like, oh, you'd like it. No, you would like it, you rat bag. Hey, Danny's here. I texted Evelyn. She is not making it. She's busy. But we're not. Really? What answer did you get? I'll post the link again, you guys. Josh finished his quiz. Are you a good or a fear? I took it this morning. It's just so stupid. It's really, really annoying. At least I know you guys in real life, so I can text you or message you on Discord or something. Unbelievable. You are a good. My goodness. Well, somehow Josh Fear didn't get good or fear, so what is going on there? What did you get? Oh, you just got, you are just some guy. Nice. That would be so funny if one of you guys turned out to be R.L. Stein's kid. Fuck. That kind of horrified me for a second, just thinking about the possibility of it. Okay, for our next book, we got a couple options. Don't have hair. So the Fear Street Sagas do have another book. The cat answer. Oh yeah, what was your favourite voice? You don't have to tell me. I just want to know really badly, and I'm asking. What are our options for the next book? No, it wasn't an accident, because I like that one. I guess we could read The Accident, yeah. Peter fucking Capaldi. Dracula and the Aussie classic. I've got a new voice. Gonna bust it out for the next book. I could give you a hint, but it wouldn't help. It's someone who thinks it's okay to smack women sometimes. Maybe we can read The Accident next, or there is another Fear Street Saga, And I'm going to search live, wasting your time and mine. Yeah, it's Sean Connery. It's different from the Capaldi voice. It's just as bad. Oh, man. Point horror. Fear Street. Look at girl possessed. There is a book, and I swear it's real, about Simon and Angelica encountering two young girls and giving them cursed objects that belong to Hannah and Julia, their daughters. And then the girls start to get possessed by them. So, Daughters of Silence, Fear Street Sagas number 6. Holy shit. That's too many Fear Street Sagas, but yeah, let's read that one. Next. We haven't finished the vampire yet. You're both fear and good. Damn, that quiz is nuanced. Ooh, I could read it in French. Which would be less funny, but it would be much funnier trying to see me do the accents while reading French. That would be pretty funny. Yep. Okay, vampire, yes, I'm going to do vampire. And then I'm going to find somewhere where I can legally read the book Daughters of Silence, because that's definitely the one we're doing next. I want to go back to Simon and Angelica. Okay, here we go. A map vamp. You mean Carmen Sandiego? Je m'appelle Sean Connery et je parle un peu de français. Almost worth it. So close to being worth it. So yeah, that's what we're saying, yeah. Okay, vampire. So, previously on Deadly Offer, the vampire took her popularity away, Althea's popularity away, the only girl who he's given popularity to in this book. I know, right? He did so much research for that, it was just... and when she said sorry, he gave it back. But he wants someone. He wants Constance. The girl that Althea's in love with, but she doesn't know, because there's a lot she doesn't know yet. So she's pulled into the car with Ryan, Michael, and Constance. And she's like, oh my god, am I actually going to do this? And then she's like, oh my... Imagine not being popular for the whole rest of high school. I can't do it. I can't do it. And they're like, do you want to come... We could go to your house and look in the tower room. And she's like, yeah, let's do that now. And that was where we broke off. Next page. Chapter 26. The valley road was as low and empty as a back alley. No cars except Michael's passed through its darkness. It's always winter on this part of the road, said Constance uneasily. She shifted position in the front seat, playing with the shoulder belt. What's the matter? Michael asked her. Spooky. Constance was shivering. Aren't you ever afraid, Althea? Constance pulled her coat around herself and buttoned the toggles. She feels it, thought Althea. The dark path has already touched her, and somehow she knows something's wrong. She's trying to protect herself. Constance said, The hemlocks circle the house, don't they? They're like a castle gate. Constance tried to laugh. She pointed toward the outer edge of hemlocks, which formed a dark, needled tower of their own. Double towers, said Ryan, grinning. It didn't age well. Nothing had touched him. There was nothing out there but boring old trees. The tips of the hemlocks are waving at me, said Constance. Michael said, Constance, you're not usually so poetic. Next you're going to tell me you see ghosts flitting in the shadows. The boys laughed. Constance said, I do see something. It's the wind, said Ryan. You can't see the wind, Ryan, you fuck up. Oh God, grown up Althea. If I lived here, said Constance, I'd be afraid of everything, always. That is far from you have a lovely home. They were half a block from the blackness of loneliness that would enclose Constance forever once she left this bright and shining car. Constance won't be the last one, thought Althea. The vampire was lying. He'll have to have more. I'll have to give them to him. And that'll be my life, just choosing his next victim. That will be who I am. The vampire's procurer. She sank back into Ryan's arms, trying to find comfort. But there was no hiding from the decisions she'd made. All I wanted was to be a cheerleader, to have the phone ring, to have friends. Was that so terrible? Was I so wrong? Now they were only a car length away from her driveway. The cruel green hemlocks had reached down to meet them. The branches seemed to curl their tips in greeting. It was terrible, she thought. I was wrong. Her heart had enlarged. It was bursting with pain. She tried to hate the vampire, but the vampire was not half so important as she was. She hated herself. I am loathsome. Human beings do not do that to one another. Even if I save Constance, that won't balance it out. Because I can never save Jenny or Celeste. They're gone. So what's the point in ruining everything? I paid so much for popularity. You can't unpay, thought Althea. When you've done a terrible thing, it's there, forever and ever. Since that's true, why shouldn't I keep my popularity forever and ever? What difference would it make to Jenny and Celeste? Constance began twining a lock of hair in and around her fingers, nervously looking out in the shadows. It would make a difference to Constance, thought Althea. Althea thought of lonely cafeterias and silent phones. And she said calmly, Turn around, Michael. What? Michael kept on driving. I'm starving. Let's get pizza after all, said Althea. I've bought you plenty of pizza, protested Ryan. You owe me a tower. Women are not vending machines you can put pizza coins into until the tower vampire comes out. No, said Althea. Don't go in my driveway, Michael. But it was too late. Michael had already turned into the driveway. Back up! Screamed Althea. She leaned over the seat and took hold of Michael's shoulders and shook him. Get out of here! Michael stopped the car. Rear wheels in the street, front wheels in the driveway. Hemlocks reached down, all around them, trying to move them forward, coaxing them another few feet. Althea, you're so sweet, said Constance. I'm being silly. I'm afraid of a dumb old hedge. It's okay, Althea. I want to go to your house, really. Just don't pay any attention to me. Constance tapped the steering wheel. Drive on in, Michael. No, whispered Althea. I'm not inviting you after all. Michael and Ryan stared at her, appalled. But Constance said, well, let's hop out of here. Let's walk the rest of the way. She put a hand on her door handle. Althea thought of Constance drained and stupid. Of Constance dulled and trudging. She thought of Constance ignored and unloved. No, screamed Althea. Don't get out of this car. Now she was gripping Constance's coat as well as Michael's. Is this a wrestling match? Said Michael politely. Althea, what's the matter with you? Ryan said tightly. She doesn't want me around, do you, Althea? This is what this is about. His handsome face was marred by hurt and confusion. You just plain don't want me at your house. It's not about you, Ryan. There must be a way to have it all, thought Althea. Surely I can have friends and foil the vampire. There must be a way to hang on to my friends. I'll have thought up some excuse for this by the time we reach Pizza Hut. Fine. You go to your precious tower, Althea, and we'll go somewhere else. He yanked Althea's hands off Michael and Constance and leaned across Althea's lap and opened her door. He pointed to the driveway. It probably is the vampire turning the emotions sour, yeah. Althea laughed hysterically and stepped out of the car. The vampire was going to take away her popularity right now. She would not even get as far as Pizza Hut. They have to stop bringing up Pizza Hut. Ryan said to Michael, do what the lady says. Back up and drive away. Ryan slammed the door behind her. Althea stood in the slush. The valley lay chilled and quiet. It was like being in a gutter with dead leaves and torn newspaper tangling around her ankles. Michael's car backed up. Michael's car drove away. Constance was safe. Althea walked to her house without looking back. The branches of the hemlocks leaned down to meet her, and the dark needles of the hemlocks closed behind her. Hope was gone. End of the chapter. Hydration. Well, it's more of a poison break than a water break, because I'm drinking a poisonous liquid. Yeah, burn it all. Burn the fucking house down. It's probably like so old it can't burn or something. I have no idea. It seems to be a tree. But maybe they do get that high in America. Maybe they're like a different kind of hemlock. You know? I don't know. Chapter 27. Exhaustion, unlike anything she had ever known, tormented Althea. The steps up the porch were like mountains. The scale of everything had changed. She was a tiny child now, and these were the stairs of a giant. I did the right thing, she thought, weeping. With a simple American approach to things that is like a small baby child. Sorry, no offense. Sorry. I've been watching a lot of American media, and there's a lot of emphasis on being a good person and doing the right thing, and you'll get rewarded, and it's like, what? Okay. Excuse me. Back into the story. Oh, no, that's fine. So basically, Althea is going back inside, but she's really tired now and very depressed. I did the right thing, she thought, weeping. I saved Constance. Why didn't I get to keep my friends when I was good at last? The vampire met her on the top step. The symmetry of his teeth was hypnotic. The points of two of them were piercing as pencil tips fresh from the sharpener. An interesting choice, said the vampire, his voice as level as a lily pad on still waters. Your cheerleaders will laugh at you. Your football player will forget you. You do have, you know, a forgettable face. Althea opened her purse and took out her mirror. In its little square she studied this forgettable part of her body. Although the vampire stood directly behind her when she tilted the mirror, he did not show in the glass. He has no reflection, she thought, and I, in the morning, will have no reflection either. Nobody will know my name or face. As for me, said the vampire, I too have made a choice. She closed the plastic cover on the little purse mirror and put it away. There would be no need to use it again. It would never again matter how she looked. His voice was sticky like spider webs. You are no longer a match for me, my dear. I'm his dear, she thought. I catered to him and pandered to him. You know how low you've fallen when you're dear to a vampire. The vampire touched her chin and lifted her face to look at him. He had never touched her before. It was as spongy as she had expected, as if he was swollen with rot beneath his skin. It's time, my dear, said the vampire. Time for what? Said Althea dully. She had no time that mattered any more. Nobody was waiting for her or interested in her. For us, said the vampire. He swept his cape around her shoulders, and they walked together in its black velvet. The foul smell of him was intoxicating. She gagged, but she wanted more of it, and she breathed deeply. He said, just a few steps to negotiate, my dear. She took his hand. His fingernails, wrinkled and tarnished like old foil, glittered against her fair skin. He said, I do so love the view from the tower. Don't you, my dear? She said, are you migrating? Is that what's happening? Of course, my dear. You're just going to feel a little tired afterward. Althea nodded. She said, I'm not arguing with you. I thought I would argue with you. There was that time I threw chairs at you. You welcome my presence. You're eager. You thought you were saving Constance, but that's not really the case. You wanted to be part of the migration. You wanted to be here yourself, Althea. Althea's mind drifted. Like robins, she said. Like swallows. The vampire smiled. His curly pink tongue ran wetly around his thin lips and stroked his teeth. Not quite. There, Althea. We've reached the landing. Another few steps and we'll be at the tower door. The vampire's face was all teeth, sharpened at the ends like pencils. You said you would make me popular, Althea said. And you had a good time, didn't you, my dear Althea? Being popular was quite wonderful, wasn't it? Althea stumbled. He licked his lips and his teeth, with a curly tongue, I don't know what's up with this guy, but it's gross. The vampire said, "This is the last step, Althea." He drooled over the words. "The very last step you ever have to take," he whispered. "Very last step," thought Althea. "But it's not the last step that matters. It's the first step. If I had not taken the first step, I would not be here now. I brought him Celeste. It's fitting that I should surrender to him now and become like Celeste and Jenny. I deserve it." "Does our original agreement stand?" asked Althea. "I suppose it does," said the vampire, "although that hardly matters now. Come, my dear, let's open the tower door together." "What happens?" said Althea, trying to lift her foot up that last step. "What happens after me?" "There are others," said the vampire. "Girls who don't matter. Girls without friends. Girls who will do whatever I ask." He smiled hugely. "Girls like you, my dear." "I want to be popular," said Althea. The vampire nodded and bent over to help lift her foot over the final barrier. Althea's voice became a whimper. She said, "I want to be popular one more time. Please. Please, please, please." The evil crescent of the vampire's smile covered his face. "Because if I could be popular one more time," she begged, she grovelled, she whined, "I would remember it," she sobbed. "I would frame it in my mind and keep it. I'd make it last like an ice cream cone. I'd have it slowly, and I would know how wonderful it is." "Like an ice cream cone," repeated the vampire, laughing, licking the edges, trying not to let it drip away from you. He licked his lips in a circular motion. "Please," she sobbed. "Please let me be popular one more time." The vampire paused. He looked around the house from which neither she nor he could ever escape. He opened the tower door. It creaked when it swung. The tower room was frigid. The window she'd left open when Ryan parked in the driveway had a rim of ice on it. He looked at Althea, clinging to his hand, begging, begging, begging for one more gift. "Well," said the vampire. "I'll do anything," she said fervently. "I'll do anything." The vampire laughed again. "I know, my dear. You always have." She clasped her hands. "Then can I have my popularity one more time? I can sit with Ryan and Becky and Kimmy Joe and Michael. I can cheer at one more game." A desperate tremor of a smile, a hideous facsimile of a smile, spurted across her face like a wound. "Hold out your arms, Althea," said the vampire. She held them straight out, like tree branches. He gave her an invisible burden, spread on her extended arms and palms as if she were carrying a freshly ironed gown. "Your popularity," he breathed. "As invisible as you will be in the morning." The popularity was invisible, but it warmed her. Suntan of friendship. She could hear the voices of friendship, distant laughter and remote chatter. It caught her up like traffic, rushing her down the halls, tossing her among the best crowd. "I did anything to get you," she thought. "I destroyed myself to have you. I'm going to do it again too." A cold draft from the tower passed through the popularity, turning it as autumn winds turn leaves. It awakened her slightly, as chilly winds do, and she looked up and into the tower. The shutters will stay open, she thought, long after I have sunk like Jenny and Celeste. The vampire's dark path will cross the hemlocks and slip through the trees and find others. Other girls who want to be popular, who are weak. I'm going down, thought Althea, but I will not take another girl with me. I will take him. There will be nothing left of me. But instead of the popularity one last time, I will have the vampire. It will be his last time. Resolve, warmer, hotter, sterner than popularity, filled her heart and mind and soul. I reject your gift, said Althea softly. I'm getting rid of it. You can't do that, said the vampire. Althea smiled. The smile inched down her body, giving her strength first to her face, then to her shoulders, her heart, her arms. The vampire's teeth went back in his mouth. He looked alarmed. That's the source of your power, isn't it? She cried. When weak people take what you offer, you become strong. You would have had no power if I had had the courage to ignore you. Strength from understanding crept down into her legs. Althea kicked his black cape away and stomped on it. She began laughing. The vampire took a step backward into the tower room. I won't let you do it to others, said Althea. I won't let you lay out any more dark paths. The vampire held up his hands to stop her, but she smacked them out of her way. No, said the vampire. You can't do this. Rhythm unbroken, feet unstoppable, Althea stomped toward the vampire. As she advanced, he backed up. You are nothing, and I am a match for you, Althea cried. The vampire kept moving back. She leapt forward. The vampire hunched over in a ball, like a porcupine hiding its soft underbelly. Althea grabbed him. She took her popularity and pushed it against him, shoved it on him, wiped it on his face and his clothes. She mopped him with it. There, she said. It's yours again. His speech changed. He no longer sounded human. He no longer spoke English. A whimpering babble spurted from his mouth. His sharp teeth hung over the edges of his thin lips like foam. I'm free, Althea said. And she smiled. Not at the vampire, nor the world, nor a handsome boy, but at herself. She was free, and that deserved a smile. Efficiently, she snapped the shutters together. The shutters that had rebelled when she was weak surrendered now that she was strong. The vampire was trapped by the shutters that bound him like lids on coffins. She left the tower, the door locked by itself. For a while, the vampire beat on the floor and on the door, but he had no power without a victim. Eventually, the noise stopped. I have stopped him, thought Althea. But what matters more, I stopped myself. She walked down the stairs, walked out of the house, walked into the yard, in the sleet and the ugly dark. There were no threats. There was just weather and winter. I have no friends. I will have to make friends the way other people do, one at a time by being nice. I am not a cheerleader. I will have to get back on the squad the way other girls do, by practicing hard. Someday I will have it back, but I will have earned it. It'll be mine, and I will never have to give it away. I will deserve it. The house is still there, The wealthier moved away. The hemlocks are taller, thicker, and darker. When night falls, cars do not drive by, and strangers keep their distance. 2 winters have damaged the tower. One of the shutters has come loose. It's banging against the tower, as if something inside hopes to get out. The house is for sale. It will appeal to somebody with children, somebody who needs plenty of space. One of the children might become curious about the tower, play with the shutters, and find a vampire. A vampire who needs a victim. A vampire who is used to waiting and winning. The end. Depression can only get you if you accept it, and it'll ruin all your friends. No, I think, yeah, Althea's parents remain a mystery. I didn't take that from that at all. I took a whole different thing from it, but I felt like the vampire didn't necessarily cause depression, but what he caused resulted in really good descriptions of clinical depression. It felt more like if you get some shit by pretending you're someone else, then you're not going to actually enjoy it. You're going to have to sacrifice a lot to put into this persona that you've created. And it could be taken away from you at any time when people find out who you really are. But if you build things on your own, you know, if you build things as the person you are, then it really is you who possesses them. I don't know. But, you lose it easily, yeah. If people like you for you, they'll probably be your friend again, even if you start to be really boring and forgettable and suck. I think it's about fame. Or capitalism, yeah. Fame or capitalism, doesn't really matter. Same kind of thing. It's point horror. It has to have horror. Doesn't have to have a point. Yeah, thanks to playing D&D with John for such a long time, I had forgotten the ending of the book, but as soon as Althea said, "So wait, the terms still stand?" I was like, oh, she's cooking something up. Like, I know now, but as a kid, of course, it came out of nowhere. Yeah, compulsory heterosexuality, right? Yeah. Oh my god, that was the point of the book. You're right. Yeah, if you're a cheerleader because you're dating Ryan, Protestant work ethic versus the cheating vampire. Yeah. My heterosexuality is compulsive. That's not funny. Some people really do have sex addiction, subtraction disorders. Oh, I'm sleepy. My eyebrows itch. So that was the end of the vampire. That was the end of the cheerleader or deadly offer. And there are 2 more books, but it seems like maybe the first half was written by the same author, the second half was written by someone shitty. And the third one seems like the whole thing was written by someone shitty. It's like Comphet does mean commuter heterosexual. Yeah, it does. Or it means comfort. because you get comfort at the computer. Sex edition. Yeah, I got sex edition. But yeah, see, the only book about I mean, I was gonna say at least his victims feel less disgusted when he's doing the migration thing, but there are no good at leasts here. So I'm gonna look real quick for Daughters of Silence. But yeah, compulsory heterosexuality. If you earn things based on the fact that you are apparently heterosexual, and everyone's friends with you because of that, and then when you're like, oh, I'm actually gay, all that goes away. Well, shit, it wasn't yours to begin with, and you may have wrecked your relationships with, I don't know, people who are actually cool. We never find out what happened to Celeste and Jenny. I know because I read the 2 sequels, so I've no idea. Where's the search bar? Okay. Daughters of Silence. No? Daughters of Darkness by L.J. Smith is on here. I don't consider those bad books. I consider them wonderful books. Don't make me read them again as an adult, because I suspect they're not wonderful. Okay. Not on that site. Not on that Kindle. I mean, let me check. Otherwise, we could just read The Accident by Diane Ho. Who is... No, that's Caroline Beaker, yeah. Daughters of Silence? Fear Street number 6? Aha. Dark path to the bullet thread. Oh, Josh, sorry about my accent. The other girl's name is Jenny with an E. Yeah, it sounds a little different. I'm sure I'll read them again at some point, but I'll enjoy them in a guilty pleasure kind of way, not in a way that I don't necessarily want all of you to see as I'm reading live. It's like, oh gross, you're getting horny over a boy in a YA horror book because you remember. I'm like, actually I'm not. I'm not. You can't say I am, ever. Ever. How the fuck do I log in here? I'm not reading all of Moby Dick. There's like no chicks in it. Jenny and spelling. Well, Jenny and Jenny come from the same like basic names. I can't tell what's an actual login. I can tell you facts about whales. They're the loneliest animal. That's why they sound like that. More facts about whales. There's only one left. That is quite interesting. But they were all lonely before any of that, right? Deny, Jesus. Okay, I'm going to regret this, but let's try signing into this. Because maybe it is the place we're meant to be looking at. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. It's been over an hour, so... Ugh, no, bugger off. Jesus. What is wrong with this fucking website? Sorry. Thank you so well, Tetra. Thank you so well? What the fuck? I'm tired as well. Yeah, Whale Thoughts, there is only one, but he resides in several bodies that he can kind of flip between. I'm going to do a thing where I read one that I remember as being good, and then one that, it's stupid, and I'll do stupid voices, and then so on and so forth. I think I need a cup of tea. Indeed I do. There's a huge backlog, it's crazy. Does one even? Anyway, I'm going to end the stream there. I'm going to get a cup of tea, wake myself up a little bit, and then maybe stream like a game for a little while. Might get back into a little bit of Skyrim, or maybe a little bit of Kingdom Come Deliverance. I'm told I'm up to an exciting story point. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Okay, thank you so much, everybody, and I'll see you tomorrow. Be good. And if you can't be good, don't worry.